Thank you so much for joining us. This is Unpacked. I'm Alexis Maroney, and today I'm sitting down with Lily Cummings. Lily was a journalism student in her time here at Loyola, and now she's involved with the Young Alumni Board. And she's here today to talk about getting involved on campus after you're off campus.
Right, exactly. And I think that that can be a challenging time because you're in high school and you're surrounded by your friends there, and then you go to college and you're surrounded by, people your age there, and then they send you out into the world and say, make something of yourself. And so it can be a difficult time to navigate. But I think that what happens if you stay connected with your university is you have an opportunity for networking, you have an opportunity for events, for service, for all the things that you got, the social aspect of Loyola as a young adult. And I think that that can really be helpful. What a lot of people don't realize is that Young Alumni Board is different from the Alumni Board at Loyola. So the Alumni Board, maybe they're a little bit older and they're more focused on raising money for the university, which is great and is needed. Young Alumni Board focuses more on that transition from college to after college life. So we do a lot of happy hours, we do service events, and we do a lot of the same programming that you would get as an undergrad here at Loyola.
So when did you get involved with Young Alumni Board? Because you graduated my freshman year of college. I am now a senior, graduating in a few weeks. But so how did you get involved? What was that transition for you?
So I applied to Young Alumni Board, got accepted to become a board member last summer. So this has been my first term, I guess you could say, or my first year as a Young Alumni Board member. So it's a very casual process. It's not rigorous by any means. I think what they look for is just diversity, and that comes in age range. So when did you graduate from Loyola? That also comes in where are you joining us from throughout the nation, because again, we have young alumni throughout the nation, and that is something that we really wanted to grow in this year, having happy hours in Dallas and in Miami and all across the country where young alumni are.
So Lily, you left New Orleans right after graduation. Can you talk about sort of what was your transition from after college to where you are now, and what made you realize that you needed that Loyola community?
My transition after college was probably unlike most because it was right in the heart of the pandemic. I was a 2020 grad, so I did capstone here on this very desk, I believe on a Tuesday, and the next day was Wednesday, and the president at the time, Tanya Tetlow, said, that's it, you're done, school is over. So my transition was very abrupt, I guess you could say. And while I was so I moved back home to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was a reporter there for 2 years. While I was there, I think I still kept in touch with professors, with other, friends from the university, but it was hard. It was hard for everybody. It was a very challenging time, and so a lot of that was done virtually. And then knowing that I got the job with WWL, was coming back to Loyola or back to New Orleans, I just knew that I wanted to be connected with the university again and give back in any way I can to not only Loyola but to New Orleans, and I felt like Young Alumni Board was a great way for me to find that path.
Sure, and what have the connections that you built here at Loyola, what have they done for you?
Oh, everything. I think that from professors who have helped me find internships that then got me jobs, I think to just friendships that have made me a better person, 100%. And I'm very blessed to say that I still have a lot of those friendships today, and I'm making new ones and new connections every day because of events that I go to with Young Alumni Board and just different people that I meet that are Wolfpack.
Yeah, so you're always going to events. I follow you on Instagram, and I see she's always throwing up the Wolfpack, always. And so can you talk about you said happy hours, but I'm sure you guys do philanthropic work.
Right.
Can you talk about the work that you guys do with that?
Well, and a lot of times we're trying to piggyback off of events that Loyola is already doing. So you all do a day of service for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we had a role in that as well because we want to be visible to the students that are currently attending Loyola, just to remind them that, hey, right after you graduate, there is a place for you. And that's us, and we welcome you with open arms. So we're always trying to look for things that maybe the university is doing that we can also piggyback off of, but then having things of our own. the happy hours are fun, but like you said, we do a little bit of everything.
Okay. Are there people that you graduated with that are also part of Young Alumni Board, or maybe recent graduates that, I mean, you can talk to maybe their experience? And because I think when we think of, like you said earlier, alumni board, we think of like, you know, professors or people who went to the school in the 1980s and suddenly they're just donating a bunch of money. So we don't think of a young face that's like involved in their community. So who are these people? Do I know these people? Like, I don't want them to be a scary person to the people that are watching, or who are these people for the graduates at home?
Right, so they are people who have graduated 10 years ago or less. So you can technically, we were talking about it at our last meeting, you can term out or age out of Young Alumni Board, but we kind of were just making jokes about it, honestly, because we don't want anyone to feel like they're aging out of being young, because to me, being young is a mentality. Come on now. But so that goes off of your graduation year, but it could be for your master's program, it could be for a law degree, or it could be for undergrad. So when you look at that 10-year span, it's pretty diverse in graduation years. I know that I am one of the younger alumni that are a part of it. I'm 2020. I believe we have someone who is either 2021 or 2022. So there's a few of us that are younger, but then you have 2014 and 2018. And so it's kind of cool to see that diversity and get to talk to them about, was that there whenever you were at Loyola, or did that change after your time? And so we're always having conversations like that.
Lily, I know that, so we work together at a news station together at WWL, and Lily comes up to me all the time and is like, what's happening on campus? What can I do to help you? Is this something that like all alumni or young alumni are doing, or how are you guys getting involved with students, like one-on-one? Is that just a you thing, or is that an everybody thing?
I think I made it a point after I graduated to be involved, especially, like I said, knowing that I was coming back to WWL, coming back to New Orleans, I knew that I wanted to be involved. And so being connected with students like you and then professors that are still working here, I think helps me, because I'm in now these meetings with the alumni board or with the dean or things like that. And so I can bring a voice saying, I recently graduated, so I kind of know really what's going on the ground level, and or I'm hearing from students who are current students and this is what they're telling me, and I just hope that I'm using my voice as an alumni to help you all in the best way that I can. That's one of my #1 goals. And then knowing that you all have started these cool programs like Wolfpack Wardrobe, and you know, Iggy's Cupboard is still a thing, which is great to see. And some of that gets lost, I think, for older alums, because that wasn't around whenever they were there. And so to have that younger voice, I think, is critical.
Okay, so I think it was on Tuesday was Loyola Loyal Day. What did you guys help out with that?
Yes, so Loyola Loyal Day was a big push from both the Young Alumni Board and the Alumni Board. I gave my $20.20 to represent the year that I graduated. And that's the thing, is as a young alumni, we understand that you may not make the most money right after you graduate, right? And you may not be able to donate $1 million and have a building named after you. And we're not expecting that whatsoever. What we're expecting is give what you can, and I think that's something that Loyola teaches all of us. All of our Jesuit values is that spirit of giving. And so we really encouraged young alumni, look at your graduation year. For you, 2023, give $23. For me, $20.20, you know, whatever you can, because all of that money goes to scholarships. I was on scholarship while I was at Loyola. I know the majority of students are, and if everybody gave just a little bit, think about what a difference that would make to enable us as a university to continue to give scholarships and make a difference in people's lives. I mean, some people truly can't go to college unless they're on scholarship, and I want to make sure that Loyola continues to be a place that everybody can attend because they get scholarships.
So how can recent graduates, or me, how can I get involved?
So I know that at the recent grad fair, Young Alumni had a little booth, a little spot, and if you donated $23, you got a special cord for graduation. And that again is just an effort by us to try and instill in the young alumni that, hey, we exist as your Young Alumni Board. There's chapters across the nation that we want you to know about, but also let's start instilling that value of giving back. And maybe later on, when you hopefully are able to give $1 million and have a building named after you, you can. But as of right now, just the little bit, I mean, a little bit goes a long way.
Thank you so much, Lily, for your time.
Yeah, of course.
And this has been Unpacked. I'm Alexis Maroney. See you next time.